Gentleman Jack has been cancelled by HBO. It will not be returning for a third season, and the BBC is still trying to decide whether to renew it, whether to get another partner, or whether to lower the budget. And this is because HBO and BBC were both making the show together, and the BBC said they won't be able to maintain the standard without another partner. So it's still up in the air whether the show will come back, and I will be keeping an eye on it. But what we're talking about today is this kind of trend of cancellation of all of these women-loving women shows, why it's happening, and what we can do. Because when I heard about Gentleman Jack, I just started thinking, well, didn't they just cancel Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow and Derry Girls and Wynonna Earp and Sense8 and Roswell, New Mexico and Charmed and Killing Eve and I'm Not Okay With This and Glow and Legacies and Dynasties and the Babysitters Club and I Know What You Did Last Summer, the 4400, In the Dark, Why Women Kill, Naomi, and a plethora of other shows? What the hell is happening? That's what we're going to talk about. So there's two other shows that don't fall into cancelled or renewed, and they're predominantly women-loving women shows too. One being Tampa Baes, which was the Amazon reality show from last year, where a group of 12 friends that lived in Tampa, Florida, just kind of a standard reality show of living their lives, but all of them were women-loving women, and a lot of the friends were like coupled up in the 12 people. And the other show is First Kill from Netflix. It's a very recent show, and to kind of sum it up in a sentence, it's kind of like a lesbian Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's very CW, like the people are all very beautiful and young and, you know, that kind of vampire and vampire slayer thing. So First Kill has done exceedingly well. It's been seen by hundreds of millions of people. It has not been renewed for a second season yet, and I strongly think if there was a straight counterpart, it would have already been renewed. And maybe the show doesn't make quite as much money because homophobic countries, homophobic people, but it should be renewed, and it will play into this whole while these shows are being cancelled too. So to talk about Tampa Baes, I honestly believe the show's been cancelled. There will not be a second season. Amazon, when it dumped the entire season onto Amazon Prime, did next to no promotion for it, and that was actually the case with First Kill. They got basically no promotion whatsoever, and Tampa Baes, there's just no indication there's going to be a second season. But also there was like a lot of things that they left at the end of the first season, like they left a cliffhanger, and they had someone in the group getting married, but they were trying to say, oh, you know, we'll find out next season who it was.
I noticed at the end that it said to be continued, so I'm assuming you're still waiting to hear about the second season. And they did have that little who got married, so I'm sure you can't tell me that. We got our hands in it, so.
Well, a few weeks ago, Olivia and Amanda revealed on social media that it was actually them. So I believe that's them hearing, you're not getting a second season. The embargo's lifted. You can say whatever you want now. And also some of the cast has been moving around. I think Mel moved to California, and the show did not take off. I saw no one talking about it. I was one of the only people who did a video on it, and my videos did terrible about it. And when you're the only person talking about a show, and if it got anywhere decent ratings, the videos would be blowing up. I mean, that's how I originally got my channel, is because no one else was talking about the L Word. I was the only one, so people kind of had to come to my channel if they wanted to talk about the L Word. But taking into account First Kill and Tampa Baes, even when the first season did air, next to no promotion whatsoever. And the same kind of thing goes in a lot of these shows. They have no promotion whatsoever, because a lot of people weren't even aware that Gentleman Jack was back for a second season because there's such a long break. And I'm going to take the L Word as the example here, because I know the most about the L Word out of these shows, And, you know, Grey's Anatomy, Station 19, while they do have good representation, they're not predominantly women-loving women shows, and they are huge in like some of the biggest shows ever. So this kind of opinion I have about this, it doesn't really apply to those big shows. But when you're looking at the L Word, okay, they had their first season, comes back. There was a nearly year and a half, nearly 2 years between this first and second season, and the second season premiered on the 8th of August, and we actually got the episode a few days early on the 6th. We only started getting promotion the 1st of June. We got a teaser trailer. The 30th of June we got one proper trailer. That was it. No other video promotion, nothing. There was that one behind the scenes thing with Jack Tobani on set.
I'm Jack Tobani from the L Word Generation Q, and Showtime trusted me with the camera, which is the craziest part. But the other good thing is that I'm taking you on an inside look into the L Word. Come on, let's go. Hi, everybody. I'm going to take you to the best set ever.
There was, you know, a minute or something, and then there was the one, you know, where they all have the camera and Bet's like, Tina's engaged, what the hell?
Take it away, Jennifer. Bet runs for mayor, takes an L. Tina is engaged, what the hell?
Those things are great, and they should be doing them constantly, not one in like the entire year. But when we look at also all the other types of promotion, they had that one abysmal like orangey pink picture that they used for everything. Everyone else got like one solo shot, and that was it. They had one billboard in Times Square, and that was it. They did no promotion for this show. And even though Showtime's like different, think about what they did for Dexter and Yellow Jackets compared to the L Word. And then people try and compare the ratings of those shows. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, basically what they talk about the L Word once, and then Dexter and everything had just an entire marketing campaign. They were on like Amazon boxes and everything. And even for free promotion, again, I know my channel's tiny, but I talk solely nearly about the L Word. So you'd think that they would, I don't know, want to give me the episodes early or something like that, but like I have to like literally beg for anything. And there's so many other things that the L Word, they just don't do anything for it. And it's the same with all of these shows. They're treated like the absolute last ditch effort when it comes to any form of marketing. And then they wonder, oh, I wonder why the ratings are bad. Well, because nobody knows the show is on. And it's the same when you look at First Kill. Netflix, for their other shows, screams and shouts about new shows. Netflix did nothing for First Kill. And the bottom line when it comes to all of this is homophobia and money, because a lot of these advertisements and even like pushing commercials and things, they are censored constantly. Like even, you know, this channel, like I only really talk about women loving women content. My channel constantly gets like dinged. Even my live streams, when I say the word lesbian too much, gets dinged. And there's all these other things that like they put some of my videos on 18 plus when it's literally just like two women kissing, and if it was a straight couple they would never do that. So they know that there's only so much money and promotion to go around because of just the homophobic standards with television. And especially when you're going and looking at other countries, like immediately hard stop. You cannot go into certain countries with, again, like the L Word. It's a perfect example. You know, they won't show it in certain places, and so that immediately is a big fat zero for the money coming in for those seasons in, you know, these places that they won't have the show. So honestly, it's extremely frustrating. And I wish I had like a really quick, easy solve for this, but the sad scenario is there just isn't. The best way to keep fighting for these shows and to keep fighting for representation is to watch them and it is to talk about them. And I don't mean tagging cast and writing horrible things. I mean supporting the shows. And if you do disagree with something, like the Maya and Karina storyline from Station 19 is a perfect example this season, put your point across in a respectful way. We don't need to be attacking people on social media. And I just think that the more we talk about these shows and the nuances of representation, it's all for the better, because we need to continue to have shows with representation, and to not just have like one show, the L Word. It's never going to be able to represent everybody, but the more shows we have, the more chance that everybody's going to be able to see themselves reflected on screen. When it comes to petitions, I just personally, I've never seen a petition work for anything. I know that people go and sign things, but literally I've never seen it do any real change. I've never seen a show be stopped or something. I've seen action happen. Like, I remember way back in, I think it was 1999, it was like the first show that I really was a big part of. I had like a little website and everything. I was like 13, I think, and it was the show Roswell, and the original one, the superior one. And they, on the show, Katherine Heigl and Jason Burr were like the two main brother and sister alien, and they used to use like a ton of Tabasco sauce on all the food because they were aliens and it made them like taste better.
You know, I finally feel like I have a quasi-normal existence, and you blow it all with one random act of lunacy. Well, how did you let my misguided brother do this?
Hey, don't turn this around on me. I'm not the one who thinks he's a superhero.
Everybody sent these little Tabasco sauces into the Warner Brothers, because it was on the WB then before the CW, and because they were going to cancel the show, and everybody sent these little Tabasco sauces in, and it got, you know, it got them another season. It got them another 2 seasons. So the things like that, like actual action, sometimes it does do great. I don't know what we could do with the L Word. Comment down below what you think we should send. But I think it would be something like that, you know, those little campaigns, because when it is something like that where it's a little headline like, you know, sending Tabasco sauce in, things like that get also eyes, get the media, like it's something that people from the outside then will be like, what is this? So I don't know, maybe you could think of one of those for Gentleman Jack. So let me know down in the comment section why you think all these Women Loving Women shows are being cancelled. Make sure you're following me over on social media to stay up to date with all of the L Word Generation Q season 3 news. Follow me on my second channel, Coffee and Cults, where I talk about frauds, cults and scams. And as always, make sure to stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.